Hanging out with Riley Rogala. We are here, as you can see, at the Bicknell booth. Lots of good stuff here, including a car that they are showing to everyone here. Riley, of course, ran at Bicknell this past year, finished just outside the top 10 in the Sportsman points at Brewerton. Did not get a win, but what did you say, about a half a dozen second places?
Yeah, we finished second about 5 or 6 times between Brewerton and Fulton.
Which one of those was the closest that could have been a win?
So I led 23 laps 2 weeks in a row and finished second to Andrew Buff 2 weeks in a row.
He passed you late, huh?
The yellow came out both weeks with 2 and 3 laps to go, and Andrew got me on the restart, which just used up all my stuff trying to lead the race, and Andrew had a better car at the end.
So both times it was the same thing. He would not have caught you if the yellow didn't come out.
I talked to Andrew after the race, and I had about a straightaway lead with 2 to go, and then I just, luck of the draw, a yellow flag came out, and there's not much you can do after that.
What was the reaction in that second week when it happened again? And remember, it's a PG channel, so
it was bad. It was bad enough the first week. We've been chasing a victory for a long time. We do a lot of it on our own. Mm-hmm. We do a lot of custom stuff with our cars, and we work really hard to have the success that we have for a small team. And finishing second is always good, but when you're that close and then to have to lose a win on the last 2 laps of the race, 2 weeks in a row, it always is a little bit of a heartbreaker. But it's racing. We strive to make it so maybe next year, if we have a yellow come out with 2 to go, we'll be able to hold off somebody and pick up wins the way we want to win.
But it's tough. You're out there by yourself. You don't know where everybody is, so you're probably driving 90-95%, telling yourself you're saving your stuff. But
when you're in a 25 lap race, it's really hard to predict how close guys are, and you can't really see behind you, so you never know how hard of a pace to set. And when you lead that many laps of the race, and you come out of the corner and you're like, well, we've gone 15 laps now green, now we're 20 laps green. What are the odds that 5 laps are going to go green? You don't know how close someone is. So the last 5 laps of the race, I was using pretty much everything I had, and if that race stayed green, it might have been a little bit different of a story, but we had a second place car then.
But it's tough also to know where you are in the race sometimes. You start looking at the flag and wait, it's got to be 5 to go soon, right?
Yeah, when you're leading the race, a 25 lap race feels like it's 50 laps when you're setting the pace. So.
I saw some news. I just saw you had an announcement. What was it?
So we got lucky enough to strike a deal with Sturk Friesen and Jessica. They were nice enough to hook us up with a deal for a car. So we have we have a new 24 Bicknell going into this year. Making a little bit of an upgrade from our old car, and we got some help from them. So between Sturt's help and hopefully with the knowledge that we've learned over the last couple of years, we'll be able to be in victory lane a few times this year.
Yeah, take some of those seconds, at least half of them, and turn them into wins. Now, I know he's one of the guys that runs those composite panels. Are you doing that?
Yeah, so we are going to be running the plastic panels down the right side. It helps keep a little bit of left side weight in the car, and they're a little more forgiving when they have damage. So.
Yeah, and I haven't seen them yet. I mean, I saw the ones on Jimmy's car. They're going to bounce back, but there was also a point with a certain impact where it's going to be unusable, right?
Yeah, every panel on the race car, after a certain amount of damage is going to be the point where it's not fixable. But they definitely are a little more forgiving than the aluminum panels. They're a little lighter, and they'll
how much?
I'm not too sure how much, but I know that they are a couple pounds lighter than the standard aluminum panels.
Okay.
And they'll just make it a little easier, so when you have damages, you don't have such bad creases and stuff like you do with aluminum. So.
Okay, yeah, because everything is about weight. Because you're fairly light. What do you weigh?
About 180 pounds.
So you got some room to move some weight around then in the car to 180, right?
I have about 100 pounds of lead bolts on my car, so right around the 80 to 100 pound range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you're that kid who's 13 and you're 120 pounds, well, you got a lot of weight you can move. And I've heard even a wrap can add 20, 25 pounds to a car.
I'm not sure how much, but I do know that an entire wrap, I'm sure, adds some weight on the car.
Yeah, so when you're talking about, 5 pounds, 10 pounds,
I mean, if you can free up 5 pounds and, make it so you can put that 5 pounds somewhere where you choose to, it can be, it can make a big difference.
Yeah, because last thing you want to do is finally get that win and then be light on the scale and go, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Yeah. And I'm still amazed. People think, oh, he was cheating. And I always have to go, no, he wasn't. He was just trying to get as close as he could. Just
part of racing.
It is.
You want to be as light as possible without being too light.
So when in doubt, drink a big 16-ounce water and eat a quarter-pound cheeseburger before you go out, right? And then
sometimes to solidify it, it's better to be on the safe side.
Yeah, and then if you're 2.5 pounds over, you go, wow, I'm glad I did that. So really good to see you, Riley. I'm glad things are going in the right direction for you. And when you get that first win, you get a hold of me next year. We'll tell everybody all about it, okay?
Make sure we do.
Thanks, man. Appreciate your time. Thank you.